Hi, this is James Melenis, James a Wine Guy. Today I want to present a group of wines that I had here at my house. It was a tasting. It was called Interesting Reds, Interesting Whites. And so this assemblage of wines is two good whites and four good reds. And we'll begin here with the Brander. This is a 80% Sauvignon Blanc, 20% Semillon, and it comes from Santa Ynez Valley. 13.9% alcohol. It's relatively, it's a heavier wine. It's what I would term a winter white wine. I would serve this at a cocktail party and enjoy this with hors d'oeuvres. Definitely for the Chardonnay drinker. I give this an 8.8 out of my 10.0 scale. Going on to the Goissot, it's a Aligoté 2007, 12.5% alcohol. Wow, really low. And this is how it's lower acidity and has flavor characteristics of tropical fruit and green citrus zest. You don't see a lot of this, and I give this an 8.9 out of my 10.0 scale. Next to that, we're going to the reds, is the Hatzimichalis Xenomavro 2000. And definitely something you don't see every day. In fact, it's really hard to find Xenomavro in the United States unless you're in a bigger city or a restaurant that has an outstanding wine list. This wine definitely competes with the Italian varietals. I think it's somewhat reminiscent to Nebbiolo. A lot of the guests commented that this has red floral characteristics. I do see that, but I also see that it has some fruit notes of roasted red plum and strawberry, and also some herbaceous notes of anise and fennel. Really enjoyed this one. I give this an 8.9. And then going on to Bordeaux, which is a fun little name and label by Goats de Rome. It's the highest alcohol content wine that we have here today, 14.5%. It's a Bordeaux blend, so all the Bordeaux varietals are in here. And this is something that I think for some may require getting that used to that South African note of game and spice and earth. And for me, I give this an 8.7. Again, the Bordeaux varietals on this are Cabernet Sauvignon, Petit Verdot, Merlot, Malbec, and something that you want to bring to a wine event might be something you don't see a lot of South African wines. This is not typical, in my opinion, of all South African wines because there is variety. So you do have that characteristic of the gamey note qualities. Going on to Summerland, this is from Santa Ynez and also from San Luis Obispo. It's a GSM, the Trio, Grenache, Mourvedre, Syrah. And this wine, 14.5% alcohol, really is that loveliness and 45% of Syrah, 45% Grenache, and then a 10% Mourvedre. These varietals definitely play well together. It's something the Australians do extremely well. And it's just a fun interpretation coming from Central Coast, California, and some really nice notes of definitely the bramble fruit, of the blackberry, boysenberry, raspberry, giving some notes of what I call earthen notes of moist earth and plum and leaves on the ground in fall time. Give this one an 8.8 out of a 10.0. And then on to Don Pascual's. This is the Pueblo de Sur, Pueblo de Sol, and it's a Tannat. It's from Uruguay and the Juanico region. And this is 2008, 12.5% alcohol. And this is something is the national grape of Uruguay, and it's also found in southwest France. And some guests, it was very interesting. Some people really liked it, and some people didn't. They thought that it was extremely dry, which it truly is a very dry wine. And I think there's some qualities to be had with this. I would recommend this with food, with beef. And to serve as a cocktail party wine, as a standalone wine, may not work for everyone. So give us an 8.8 out of a 10.0 scale. So a little fun wine tasting event. And while maybe the Sauvignon Blanc is not really an interesting red or interesting white, or part of that category, I didn't want to really direct that. But it's fun to have each of these wines presented. And yes, they're half full or less than half full because we enjoyed drinking all of these wines. For more wine reviews, please go to jamesawineguy.com and subscribe to my videos on YouTube. Salud.